Hi everyone, I'm Neil Bezodis, one of the Biomechanics and Technology lecturers here in Swansea. I'm just going to give you a very quick overview of the Introduction to Biomechanics 2 module, which is one of the ones that takes place in our first year, and is part of the thread of Biomechanics and Technology modules which run right throughout the degree programme. So in this module, students will have had an introduction initially to biomechanics in the Introduction to Biomechanics 1 module. And then in this module, we'll be having a couple of lectures or sort of lead sessions each week where we learn new content, we learn about new biomechanical principles and some calculations. And then after these sessions each week, we'll split into small groups of around 20 or 25 students in our biomechanics lab. Photo of which I've got here, where we're doing some kicking testing in there. And we break out into sort of small groups within those lab sessions of 2, 3, 4 students, depending on what we're doing. And what we try and do is ultimately answer a load of sort of applied sporting questions with the biomechanical knowledge which you guys are gaining throughout doing the module. So I've just put a couple of these questions up on the slide here. One of the first things we look at in our first lab is what happens as you try and run faster? How does your technique change? And then we'll move on to looking at how rapidly your legs extend during a vertical jump. And again, we'll try and challenge students more. So if you're getting on with this really well, we'll look at extensions to this. How could swinging your arms help this, and why potentially? Again, trying to encompass a range of different sports. So some kicking, looking at differences between kicking with our preferred or our non-preferred leg. Looking at some impacts as well, so how do changes in the surface or the ball, so from more of a technology design implication, how does that affect impacts in sport? We move on to some more what we call kinetic variables, where we're looking at measuring the forces, so how much force and impulse can you produce, and also then some more advanced variables such as power. How powerful are you as an athlete? So these are the types of applications we try to get our students ultimately able to answer these questions with real data in these lab sessions as we go through the module. And in addition to these lecture and lab classes, I also upload several short online calculation sort of videos and resources as well, a bit like this type of one, where we're working through calculations for those students who find maths a bit more challenging, so that they've got additional resources to help them keep on top of the math side of the module as we go through the semester.